You don't have a problem in Russia. We have. You don't have. You might have. You still have. I said, no, you're not paid up, right? That's right. You're delinquent, right? Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled. It will be settled quickly. Quickly. I will get the problem solved, and I will get it solved in rapid order, and it will take me no longer than one day. Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have the president with us, and he's been through a lot. He's been through a tremendous amount, like probably nobody else, almost nobody else in history, if you really get right down to it. And we're going to have a discussion and see what we can come up with, but great honor to have you with
Thank
us.
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you so much for this meeting. 5.
Я, пользуясь случаем, хочу поздравить его с избранием на пост президента Соединенных Штатов Америки. Я уже говорил, что мы будем работать с любым главой государства, которому окажет доверие американский народ. Так будет действительно и на практике.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We had no wars, we had no problems. The Middle East was good. We did the Abraham Accords. Well, we're gonna see. We're going to be talking. We'll be talking to President Putin, and we'll be talking to the representatives, Zelensky, and representatives from Ukraine. We got to stop it. It's carnage. I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
І розуміння, що якщо не НАТО, Трамп може бути вирішальним. І я думаю, для нас це найголовніше, що він, його якості, вони такі є. Він спроможний бути вирішальним в цій війні. Він може дійсно зупинити Путіна, або справедливіше сказати не в трендах, а справедливіше сказати допомогти нам зупинити Путіна. Він це може.
You know, a big part of the problem was Russia for many, many years, long before Putin said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. Now, they've said that. That's been like written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that.
Where there's been so much loss of life on the Russian and the Ukrainian side, so much resource has been expended by Russia, of course, by Ukraine. How confident are we that any of this can actually happen in 2025? We've just got to wait and see. But I would say that I think the prospects are better than they are worse, only because the Russians have been bled and their resources drained by 3 years of heroic Ukrainian defence. So I think Putin probably does want a way out or to move this into another stage. He wants that negotiation that he feels he was denied in December 2021. And Trump has staked his domestic political credibility and his ego on this outcome. And I think that's a particularly sizable, significant bet for him personally. He'll want to have something to say about it, I think, fairly soon.
And will, to the best of my ability,
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
О возможной встрече с вами и о перспективах украинского урегулирования. Хотелось узнать ваше мнение.
С нынешним президентом США у меня всегда были деловые, исключительно деловые, но в то же время прагматические отношения и доверительные, я бы сказал. И я не могу не согласиться с ним в том, что если бы он был президентом, если бы у него в 2020 году не украли победу, то, может быть, и не было бы того кризиса на Украине, который возник в 2022 году.
Related to revitalizing the economy and addressing the global challenges.
One thing very important, I really would like to be able to meet with President Putin soon and get that war ended. And that's not from the standpoint of economy or anything else. It's from the standpoint of millions of lives are being wasted. Beautiful young people are being shot in the battlefield. You know, the bullet, very flat land, as I said, and the bullet goes, there's no hiding. And a bullet, the only thing going to stop the bullet is a human body. And you have to see, I've seen pictures of what's taken place. It's a carnage, and we really have to stop that war. That war is horrible. But no, I would very much like to help out. One of the things we're looking at with President Zelensky is having the security of their assets. They have assets underground, rare earth and other things, but primarily rare earth.
Так, ви можете тут подивитись. Так, от дивіться, що відбувається. Дивіться. І ви знаєте, там металургійна галузь дуже розвинута була, потім вони все підірвали. Ну, ціни цьому реально немає. Ну, тобто, це великі гроші, дуже великі. І тому це треба захищати. І тому, якщо ми говоримо про діл, те, що хочуть американці, ну, так давайте діл. Ми тільки за. Давайте діл. Немає. Ну, тобто, це великі гроші, дуже великі. І тому це треба захищати.
No, we had a great call, and it lasted for a long time, over an hour this morning. I also had with President Zelensky a very good call after that. And I think we're on the way to getting peace. I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed. But we had a very good talk with, people didn't really know what President Putin's thoughts were, but I think I can say with great confidence he wants to see it ended also. That's good. And we're going to work toward getting it ended and as fast as possible.
Также обсуждалась тема урегулирования на Украине. Президент Трамп высказался за скорейшую остановку боевых действий и решение проблемы мирными средствами. Президент Путин со своей стороны упомянул о необходимости устранения первопричин конфликта.
We want, like you, a sovereign and prosperous Ukraine. But we must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective. Chasing this illusionary goal will only prolong the war and cause more suffering. A durable peace for Ukraine must include robust security guarantees to ensure that the war will not begin again.
Um es klar zu sagen, ein Frieden muss langfristig halten. Er muss die Souveränität der Ukraine sichern. Deshalb wird ein Diktatfrieden niemals unsere Unterstützung finden. Wir werden uns auch auf keine Lösung einlassen, die zu einer Entkopplung europäischer und amerikanischer Sicherheit führt. Davon würde nur einer profitieren, Präsident Putin. Dem amerikanischen Präsidenten bin ich mir ebenso einig. Der russische Krieg gegen die Ukraine muss so schnell wie möglich enden.
Secretary General, you have said repeatedly that Ukraine needs to be put in a position of strength.
So there is, let's say, a path there where we have to make sure that talks are successful, and it is important that we get to a peace deal, and at the same time to make sure that Putin understands that the West is united, that Ukraine is getting all the support it needs to prevail. That is very important, but also that he understands that we will only conclude those talks when we are absolutely assured that the outcome can be sustained, that the outcome is enduring, is lasting.
Behind Ukraine in this, what President Zelensky has said.
Так или иначе, конечно же, Украина будет участвовать в переговорах. Конечно же, будет и двусторонний российско-американский трек этого диалога, и трек, который, конечно же, будет связан с вовлеченностью Украины.
Обсуждался ли президентами вчера правовой статус Зеленского?
Нет, это никак не затрагивалось.
Of course, we are very thankful to the United States for Petros, but we've got 3 systems from Germany. Maybe there is something at the table, but not on our table. So I didn't see any invitations, envoys, and etc. from Ukraine to meet with some other envoys. But anyway, envoy, this is that national. I mean, this it's security advisor, and so we don't have any papers, any invitations.
And I've been saying that we're going to do what we have to do. And I think I have the power to end this war. And I think it's going very well. But today I heard, oh, well, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal. I could have made a deal for Ukraine that would have given them almost all of the land, everything, almost all of the land, and no people would have been killed, and no city would have been demolished, and not one dome would have been knocked down. Well, we have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, essentially martial law in Ukraine, where the leader in Ukraine, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating.
President, before the end of the month. Thank you, guys.
Якщо хтось хоче мене поміняти прямо зараз, то прямо зараз ніяк не вийде. Я би так сказав. Друга історія, раз вже говоримо про 4%, ми бачили цю дезінформацію, ми розуміємо, що вона йде від Росії, ми розуміємо це, і у нас є докази, що ці цифри, вони обговорюються між Америкою і Росією.
Була дуже важлива Мюнхенська конференція, було багато зустрічей, в принципі.
Ну, тобто, на жаль, президент Трамп з великою повагою до нього відносимося як до лідера народу, який ми дуже поважаємо, американський народ, який нас постійно підтримує. На жаль, живе в цьому дезінформаційному просторі.
Гарантії безпеки, які були б чітко прописані. Чи ми можемо припускати, що, власне, ми бачимо позицію Сполучених Штатів?
Я вважаю, що Сполучені Штати Америки допомогли Путіну вийти із багатолітньої ізоляції.
Спасибо большое. Это очень актуальный вопрос. И я вот... Президент Трамп, вот если говорить о заявлениях, вы упомянули расширение НАТО, он первый, да и пока, по-моему, единственный из западных лидеров, кто публично и громко сказал, что одной из первопричин украинской ситуации явилась нахрапистая линия предыдущей администрации по втягиванию Украины в НАТО. Такого никто из западных лидеров никогда не произносил. А он несколько раз эту мысль провел. Это уже сигнал, что он не без проблем, но проблемы будут всегда. Но главное — встречаться, слушать и слышать.
$200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelensky probably maybe he wants to keep the gravy train going. I don't know what's the problem, but he hasn't been able. He's very upset that he wasn't invited. He could have come if he wanted to, but that he wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia. But he's been working for 3 years. There's never been even meetings or phone calls to stop this war. It's a horrible thing. Russia's lost 900,000 soldiers. I think that Ukraine's lost probably 700,000.
President.
Oh, you sir. Got a good concert.
Good to see you. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very proud of you, what you've done. When it's home for so long, as you couldn't do that, so been up back now, see the side.
Do you know that person?
What? No, I don't know. But I know how long you know Ukraine personal leadership.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. I brought some heavy hitters in here with me today.
Zelensky publicly rejected this deal about the rare earth minerals. Where does that stand?
Well, we're going to continue to have, he needs to come back to the table, and we're going to continue to have discussions about where that deal is going.
Stephen, on the fraud, should we expect indictments or the indictments?
President Zelensky of Ukraine a dictator. Do you think that President Putin of Russia is also a dictator?
I think that President Putin and President Zelensky are going to have to get together because you know what? We want to stop killing millions of people. You have young soldiers being killed. If you saw the pictures that I saw of the battlefield from satellite, you've never seen any pictures like that. Bye, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, press.
We got our own problem. We don't have to worry about Germany.